Hello and welcome to Spectrum Television News at 4. I am Uyai Anyeka and coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the major stories. Federal government resolves passport production crisis in the United States. Appeal court dismisses UBA. Appeal court dismisses UBA PDP's appeal against Benue governor deputy. Plus, Argentina's far-right outsider Javier Milei wins presidential election. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is a report that the federal government has resolved the passport production crisis in the United States. The country's 3 missions in the U.S. are said to have resumed passport services. A public notice posted in the Embassy of Nigeria, Washington, D.C. states that all passport applicants scheduled earlier for biometric capturing are expected to come to the mission today. The public notice said that all biometric capturing for applicants scheduled from Monday, November 13th to Thursday, 16th have been rescheduled. According to the notice, the capturing have now been refixed from Monday the 20th to Wednesday, 22nd November 2023. In another development, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has dismissed an appeal filed by the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) Titus Uba against the election of Governor Hyacinth Alia of Benue State. The appellate court, in a unanimous judgment, resolved all the 3 issues formulated for determination against Uba and PDP. Justice Onyekachi Aja Otisi, who delivered the lead judgment, dismissed the allegation of non-qualification leveled by Uba against Deputy Governor Samuel Ode. Justice Otisi held that the PDP gubernatorial candidate failed to establish forgery of INEC Form EC9 by Ode beyond reasonable doubt as required by law. Away from that, President Tinubu has described the death of former Chief of Army Staff Major General Chris Ali, who served between 1993 to 1994, as a great loss. The President, in a statement issued by his special advisor, Chief Ajuri Ngalali, sympathized with the Ali family and the Nigerian Army, saying the deceased served the country faithfully. Reports saying Major General Ali held other important positions in the Nigerian Army, such as Director of Military Intelligence (DMI), before his elevation to Chief of Army Staff. In another development, former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo has insisted that Western liberal democracy has not worked for Africa. Obasanjo stated this while delivering a keynote address at a high-level consultation on rethinking Western liberal democracy for Africa in Abeokuta, Ogun State. The former president said liberal democracy does not take into account the continent's history, culture, and tradition. He explained that the Western style of democracy failed in Africa because it does not consider the views of the majority of the people. Obasanjo advocated for what he termed Afro-democracy in place of Western liberal democracy. According to him, African countries have no business in operating a system of government in which they have no hand in its definition and design. From the judiciary, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJN Justice Olukayode Ariwola, will swear in 58 new senior advocates of Nigeria SANS on Monday, November 27, 2023, at the main courtroom of the Supreme Court as part of the programs lined up for the 2023-2024 legal year of the court. In line with the age-long tradition, the CJN will, during the special court session, deliver a State of the Judiciary address that would highlight the performance of the Apex Court and the Nigerian judiciary in general in the 2022-2023 legal year. The Director of Press and Information of the Apex Court, Dr. Akande Festus, made this known in a press statement. According to him, other leading stakeholders in the justice sector will present speeches bordering on the state of the justice sector of the country at the occasion. Reports say 114 applications were earlier received by the Legal Practitioners Privileges Committee (LPPC) for the award of the rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria in 2023. Out of the number, 101 are advocates while 13 are academics. In the meantime, Governor Caleb Mutfwang of Plateau State has described as a temporary setback the verdict of an appeal court which sacked him as governor of the state. In a statement through his Director of Press and Public Affairs, Gyang Biri, the governor said the temporary setback will not deter him from repositioning the state on the path of unity, peace and progress. The governor admonished citizens of the state and supporters of People's Democratic Party (PDP) to remain calm and assured them that as God remains on the throne, his mandate will be preserved and protected. The governor added that he has instructed his legal team to file an appeal at the Supreme Court. In a separate development, the United Nations Resident and Humanitarian Coordinator in Nigeria, Matthias Schimmel, has advocated for ongoing assistance to address the humanitarian needs in northeastern Nigeria. Schimmel made the remarks in response to inquiries from journalists during a press conference on humanitarian situation in Nigeria. In order to address humanitarian needs, hasten the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, and counter violent extremism, the humanitarian coordinator emphasized the alarming humanitarian situation in northeastern Nigeria and the significance of increased international help and collaborations. He said the United Nations organization will shortly unveil its Humanitarian Response Plan 2024, which will prioritize helping vulnerable girls and women while being realistic about funding trends. In education, the Colleges of Education Academic Staff Union (COHESU) has lauded President Bola Tinubu for discarding the idea of tertiary institutions, including colleges of education, remitting 40% of their internally generated revenue to the National Treasury, saying it shows he has a listening ear. The president of COHESU, Smart Olupeko, made the observation in a statement today in Abuja, where he enjoined the federal government to also review the centralization of payroll administration through the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System (IPPIS). Olubeko lamented that the policy undermines the statutory functions of the governing councils and breaches the establishment integrity of the tertiary education sector in general and the College of Education system in particular. According to him, IPPIS has become a means of defrauding COHESU members, as there are thousands of cases of short payment, outright non-payment, unlawful delay and/or withholding of third-party deductions. Back here on the home front, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoino has restated his commitment to ensuring a peaceful and united state despite deliberate attempts by warmongers to create crises and division. He warned those fanning the embers of disunity to desist forthwith and called on traditional rulers to cooperate with government to institute peace and unity as expected of their revered positions. These were contained in the remark of the Akwa Ibom State Governor while addressing congregants at Global Evangelical and Missionary Church of All Nations, Oron, during the Thanksgiving service in honor of Paramount Ruler of Odonko and Chairman, Supreme Council of Akwa Ibom Traditional Rulers, His Royal Majesty Odidem Basi Etemedet JP. The governor urged the traditional fathers not to allow politicians meddle in their affairs or hijack the institution, stressing that the traditional institution is a revered one with men of wisdom and integrity. He enjoined the royal fathers to uphold their honor and use their office to maintain the peace and cohesion in the state, rather than drag the image of the revered institution into disrepute by allowing themselves to be used as agents of division. Governor Eno, who reiterated that his administration had no hand in the seeming discontent in the traditional institution, again stressed that he was determined to resolve the issue as part of his efforts to harmonize all fabrics of the state, but stressed the need for cooperation of the concerned parties. In the meantime, an endocrinologist in the University of Uyo Teaching Hospital, UUTH, Dr. Ubong Umarin, has disclosed that the consumption of excess sugar is not the direct cause of diabetes. Dr. Umarin, who stated that people wrongly attribute high blood glucose levels to excessive sugar consumption. He said obesity or overweight, which is as a result of excess calories in the body, leads to diabetes. The medical practitioner, while speaking with Spectrum Television, noted that to reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, it is more important not to consume more calories than the body needs. He added that regular exercise can also help in reducing the risk of developing diabetes.
Our body is actually built to handle sugar, whatever, irrespective of the amount that we put in us. That does not mean that it's healthy. For example, now if you carry, like maybe 20 cubes of sugar, put in water, dissolve it, and drink it, what happens as soon as you finish drinking it, within a few minutes, the body produces insulin. That insulin will take the sugar from your blood into your cells. Everything will go back to normal within a short period. The reason is because your body is producing insulin adequately, there is no issue. But that will not happen for somebody that is diabetic. So it is not true. Understand that. Understand taking a lot of sugar predisposes a major producing factor of diabetes. What usually happens is that there's an interplay between environmental factor, which is what the sugar is. Alcohol is also an environmental factor. Understand obesity is part of that factor. Even people that have a sedentary lifestyle, physical inactivity, you can sit in one position for hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. You are not really mobile. You are not exercising or active and all that. Those are environmental factors. There's a genetic component I talked about. So it is usually an interplay between that genetic component and the environmental. Understand? When they come together, that is what usually results in, understand, a person coming down with insulin resistance, which is what drives and which is what eventually leads to type 2 diabetes. Phase one is to maintain a healthy lifestyle. Very important. Maintaining a healthy lifestyle will include, understand, ensuring that fruit and vegetables are part of your diet, and then go for natural carbohydrates, understand, not the processed ones. Natural carbohydrates, including like usually what the one that contain a lot of fibers, like whole grains. You can talk about your Quaker oats, your guinea corn, understand, your maize. Cassava is more like maybe once in a while, but not really healthy. Understand? So healthy lifestyle, we cut down intake of things like red meats. Understand? Red meat is not very good. Understand? Take more of the white meat and all that. And then a lot of the seafood are also very healthy. Cut down intake of carbonated drinks, very important. Beverages and carbonated drinks, including soda water. Avoid processed foods. Things that are contained in candies also avoid, because they put a lot of salt in these things to preserve them as a preservative. Exactly. So go for the more complex carbohydrate, protein, less of saturated fat. Unsaturated fat, like frying things, understand, is actually not very good. Sometimes if you want to take something like maybe for egg, just boil it and take it, don't fry it. Our body is actually built.
We move now to Africa, where former Prime Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Augustin Matata Ponyo, has withdrawn from next month's presidential election. Ponyo said he would now be backing Moise Katumbi, a businessman and former governor of the Katanga region. The former Prime Minister noted that he believes other opposition candidates will follow in his footsteps to withdraw in support of Katumbi. Still in Africa, the South African authorities have warned of a heat wave with higher than average maximum temperatures expected in some parts of the country this week. The Weather Service said heat wave conditions resulting in persistently high temperatures were expected in parts of Eastern Cape, Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Gauteng, and KwaZulu-Natal provinces. The authorities urged people to take precaution by avoiding exposure to sun and drinking lots of water, among other measures. Reports say heat wave is a period of hot weather where temperatures are high than is expected for the time of the year. On the foreign scene, Argentines have elected far-right libertarian outsider Javier Milei, aged 53, as their new president. Milei won close to 56% in the decisive runoff ahead of his left-wing rival Sergio Massa with 44%. The newly elected president's victory has been welcomed by former U.S. President Donald Trump, who said Milei would make Argentina great again, but other politicians describe the victory as a political earthquake. Still on the foreign scene, Philippines National Disaster Agency has disclosed that the number of people killed in a powerful quake off the southern Philippines has risen to 9. The agency warned that the toll could increase further. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council said at least 15 people were injured and more than 800 houses were damaged or destroyed. The death toll steadily rose over the weekend as searchers found more bodies buried under the rubble. Still to come in the news. Messi's 2022 World Cup jerseys to go up for auction. Stay tuned for details of this and more after this time out.
Christmas season is here again. Are you aware that making your business or products visible on a television space gives your brand a wider visibility and patronage? In the spirit of the season, Spectrum Television is offering a whopping 25% discount on all services. Advertise your products and services while this offer lasts from 1st December 2023 to January 31st, 2024. We are a television with a passion to take your business and services on a satisfactory lane. You do not want to miss this opportunity. For more enquiries, visit our city office at number 2 Taft Plaza Close off Akaitinen Road, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, or call the following numbers on your screen. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
Business exists only to meet the needs of the people, but there's an extra advantage if your product and services are pitched on a platform that gives you the added advantage over your competitors. For your desired return on investment and so much more, advertise on Spectrum Television, on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and on free-to-air with a frequency of 12733. Spectrum Television, broadening your horizon.
Thanks for staying tuned, and now in conclusion of our news stories. On the business news, the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) has revealed that inflation rate in Nigeria has increased 24 times in the last 25 months, an average of 2 years. The NBS price index analysis showed that between October 2021 and October 2023, Nigeria's inflation increased 24 times, with a single exception of December 2022, when it slowed to 21.34% from the 21.47% recorded in November of 2022. It said during the period in review, inflation increased from 15.99% to 27.33%. Still in business, Nigerian National Advisory Board for Impact Investing, NABI, has said that it is important to boost SME financing with pension funds. It said this when it launched its report titled Investing for Impact in Nigeria, a deep dive into agriculture, education and health sectors. In a statement, NABI said allocation of pension funds to impact investing related assets classes has been significantly poor and recommended the inclusion of impact investing criteria in investment guidelines for pension funds, increased asset allocation to impact investing products, an upgrade of Fund 1 and 6 for impact investing market, and approval of direct investment in listed local companies that are ESG compliant. On our health news, medical experts have asked Nigerians to disregard rumors going around about the human papillomavirus vaccine HPV, assuring that the vaccine is safe and remains the most effective way to prevent cervical cancer. The experts said Nigerians should take responsibility for their health and well-being and not allow misinformation from misinformed people to deny them access to the life-saving vaccine. The senior health professionals urged Nigerians to confront the people who are providing misinformation aggressively against the vaccine. Recall that the federal government on October 24 introduced the HPV vaccine into the routine immunization system to prevent cervical cancer among girls aged between 9 to 14 years old. Still in health, mental health experts have advised parents to teach their adolescents how to cope with challenges to avoid coming down with mental health issues when they are faced with difficult situations. The experts said they needed to develop positive skills and coping mechanisms while dealing with their challenges to ensure that their mental health is not compromised, citing the current economic hardship and stress in the country as stressors. The physicians urged parents to model good coping skills for their adolescents, advising them to seek professional help when necessary. In sports, a set of 6 jerseys that Lionel Messi wore during Argentina's victorious 2022 World Cup run will be auctioned in December, Sotheby's announced today, estimating the value at $10 million. The football star donned these shirts during the first halves of the group stage rounds against Saudi Arabia and Mexico, as well as later games against Australia and the Netherlands and Croatia, and the final against France. Reports say Argentina's winning run in Qatar last year was the final feather in the forwards' cap, having failed to secure the championship in 4 previous World Cups. Meanwhile, the most expensive individual jersey ever sold at auction was one that basketball legend Michael Jordan wore during his NBA Finals run with the Chicago Bulls in 1998. It sold for $10.1 million last year. Still in sports, Ludwig Abeg has added to the astonishing start he has made to his professional career by claiming his maiden PGA Tour victory in the RSM Classic. The Swede carded back-to-back rounds of 61 to finish 29 under par, 4 shots clear of Canada's Mackenzie Hughes. The win has moved Abeg, who turned professional in June, to world number 32 and secured an invitation to his first major next year's Masters. On our entertainment news, Colombian pop star Shakira has reached a deal with Spanish prosecutors to settle a tax fraud case just as her trial was about to begin. The singer, who has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, said she paid a €7.5 million fine. Recall that Shakira had faced tax fraud allegations for €14.5 million in a Barcelona court. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do well to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, Spectrum TV Live. This has been Spectrum Television News at 4. I am Uyai Aniek, and thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.